Hey, what's up everyone? Today we're talking about Odell Beckham's season-ending injury and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers adding Antonio Brown to their offense. Make sure to like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. It helps me out a lot. So on Sunday, Odell Beckham Jr. suffered a season-ending ACL tear. This is obviously a huge loss because the Cleveland Browns have had an interesting season so far by winning this past Sunday and moving to 5-2 on the year. They have had a great start, but the two losses that they did have are against division opponents, and both games they were not even competitive and got blown out, and specifically the offense looked terrible in those games. Of course, if you just watch their games, it's clear that Odell and Baker Mayfield didn't seem to have a real connection or chemistry together. Last year in 16 games, a full season, Odell had 74 receptions for 1,035 yards and just 4 touchdowns. This season, through 7 games, he only had 23 receptions for 319 yards and 3 touchdowns. But he did have this awesome run against my Dallas Cowboys.
A lot of fake, flip to Beckham, and he gets away. Now Beckham has room to run. Odell Beckham cuts back. Odell Beckham Jr. Oh, no.
However, he was averaging less than 50 yards receiving per game. Baker has shown some flashes as a great quarterback, but he has also played terrible and horrible in their losses. People who are saying that the Browns are better off with OBJ are crazy. I mean, yes, Baker did good after his injury, but don't forget they were playing the Cincinnati Bengals, who don't exactly have a great defense. I have said on this channel before, I do like the Cleveland Browns, but this is a huge hit, a huge loss for their season. At 5-2, they look like a wild card playoff team. They do, and they would be in the playoffs if it started today. But they are, again, going to have to play better against great teams. So far this year, they just look like a team that they do really good against bad teams. They win the games they're supposed to win, but they don't compete against real great teams. All of that being said, I feel really bad for OBJ because he's basically 28 years old in like 2 more weeks. It usually takes a full year before a player even comes back from an ACL tear injury. So he will be 29 years old when he can finally start practicing or getting back into things a year from now, and with a terrible injury for receivers. A lot of NFL players have ACL tears, but it's really devastating for a wide receiver because they're all about speed, cuts, athleticism, and think about OBJ, he's all of those things and more. That's why he's one of the best receivers in the league, because he has all of those attributes. It will be interesting to see what his market will look like when he comes back, but I really hope that his rehab goes well, and I wish him the best. I know it's going to be a tough road for him, a big recovery, and when he gets back, he's going to be looking at another contract, and, thinking about him being re-signed by the Browns doesn't seem very likely. Again, when we talk about considering this season, how it looked like there were locker room issues and how he wasn't really a big fan of Baker Mayfield. I find all of those reports very interesting because whenever you watch them, if you watch the Cleveland Browns YouTube channel, for example, they show a lot of behind the scenes footage, and Odell Beckham always looks like a professional guy and charismatic with his teammates. It always seemed like he got along really well with Baker, but when they get on the field together and they put it on the field, when they start playing the actual games, they just look like they don't sync together at all. For the Browns, it's a huge loss, but they still have Jarvis Landry, who's a great #1 receiver, and Austin Hooper at tight end has actually been looking pretty good. Of course, they have some younger receivers in the mix, but more importantly for the Cleveland Browns, as you all know, they need their ground game to carry that offense and that team. If they can run the ball against the better teams in the league, they'll have a great chance. Now that brings us to the Antonio Brown news. Over his career, Brown has had 11,263 yards and 75 touchdowns. When he's playing at his best, he's one of the best wide receivers the league has ever seen. The Bucs brought him in for just a $1 million deal that can max out at $2.5 million if the Bucs win the Super Bowl, which, let's be honest, after this, that's looking a little bit more likely now. This is just a little bit crazy for me and a little hard for me to digest. I mean, I believe in second chances, yes, but Brown was borderline insane last year, just days before he was going to have over $30 million guaranteed. He celebrated like a little kid when he was cut from the Oakland Raiders, losing all of that money in the process.
The Raiders free! Bro,
Now, I understand mental health issues and that could have played a big role in things. I know he had concussions over his career, and a lot of people pointed towards maybe those were the reasons why he was kind of going through a lot of mental issues. Now, that being said, in all seriousness, I hope that he's in a better place now. I really do hope that he's been able to solve the issues that he had before and that he's healthy and he's right in the mind so that he can focus on football again. The Bucs have finally started to look like a contender the last few weeks, a Super Bowl contender, so I find it interesting that they make this move now. It was reported that the Seattle Seahawks were actually the favorite to sign Antonio Brown, but maybe Tom Brady whispered to the Bucs management and said, hey, give me Antonio Brown. Obviously, if they can keep Antonio Brown out of trouble, this offense will accelerate to a whole other level. Brady with Antonio Brown in just one game last year looked amazing, and this has the potential to turn into one of the best offenses in the league now. Gronk was already finally starting to look comfortable in this offense the last couple of weeks. And when Brown is playing, he really is a difference maker and he can win games for your football team. I can't lie, seeing two of the greatest at their positions is going to be awesome. We all have known throughout Tom Brady's career, he's never had really great, top 10 league receivers. Tom Brady has the potential to play two of the best wide receivers in the league in Mike Evans and Antonio Brown, not to mention he has Rob Gronkowski who's been playing better. We all know how good Chris Godwin is. And Scotty Miller has come out of nowhere this year, leading the team in receiving yards and averaging 16.5 yards per catch. The Bucs were already really fun to watch, but this is going to make them one of the most fun and exciting teams in the entire NFL now. So even though we lost Odell Beckham Jr., we gain Antonio Brown. What an interesting turn of events for this season. Again, I hope you have a really speedy recovery, Odell. I wish you all the best, man. And Antonio Brown, just be smart. If you act right and play great, you'll have another monster contract and you can turn around your career. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you made it this far into the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything else. Let me know down in the comments below, everyone. Do you think Odell will be back? And if he does come back, how will he play? And what do you think about the Bucs signing Antonio Brown? Let me know in the comments down below, guys. As always, I'll see you in the next one, everyone.